Okay, on this video we are going to cover normal distribution and finding values. So we already learned how to work with table in recording 5.3-1. So that's where I showed you how to find z-score based on probability. So let me go over one more time. So to find how many percent will be the given x, we need to convert to z-score. And from z-score, go and find in the table, right? Table of probability. Now, what if we know probability table, probability, let's say 70%, 90%, and we want to find what x is matching. So from probability table, we need to find the z-score, and then from z-score convert to x. This is this piece we are going to work with today, this piece, backwards. We are going to go backwards. Well, precisely the same thing. It's telling us that this is the piece from we know how to get from z-score to probability. Now we're going to go from probability to z-score. Okay, since I have already explained, so find the z-score that corresponds to cumulative area of 0.3632. Find it, please, and then I'll open the solution. Here it is, 0.3632. So which means you need to find in the table where is your 0.3632, which is going to be in what? In negative z-score, correct? Because you are going to figure out where to look, positive z-score or negative. You're going to go to negative because this is 36%, it's less than 50%, therefore it's going to be negative z-score. Okay, for 3632. And that should match the z-score of negative 0.3 and 5. One more time. This is your 0.3632 and it's going to match negative 0.35. So I suppose you watched the first part of chapter 5.3 recording, therefore this would be easy already. Next one, find the z-score that has 10.75 of distribution area to its right. First of all, 10.75%. It's going to be 1 and 2. It's going to be 0.1075, right? So we need to find, this is the mu average, but 0.10075 to the right, okay? Remember what we have to do? We need to find, let me see. So we need to find the area to the left, right? This way, area, which is going to be probability of, we're going to find the probability of the z-score, that is equal question mark, and equal 0.8925. Why? Because 0.1075 is to the right. So to find to the left, why do we find to the left? Because our table shows the area to the left. Therefore, we do 1 minus 0.1075, and you get 0.8925. So in the table, 0.8925, it's going to match z-score 1, 2, 4. And indeed, 0.8925, that is 89.25%. and that means the z-score is going to be 1.24. Okay, and it's going to be, obviously you have to look into on the positive page, because it is 89% is way higher than 50%, therefore it's going to be positive z-score. Find the z-score that corresponds to 5th percentile, which means it's asking for 5%. 5%, it's going to be 1 and 2. 0 here, so 0.05. So we need to find which z-score is matching to 0.05. Guess which z-score we are going to go, positive or negative? Of course we are going to go to negative because it's less than 50%. All right? Negative 1.645 looks like 0.05 precisely, it's not there. Oh yeah, indeed it says here. So you will find between 0.0495 and 0.0505. You know how I figured out looking at this number? Because z-score consists of 2 decimal notation. Here we have third one, that means it's somewhere in the middle. That's why. So if it's z-score equal negative 165 and negative 164, it's going to be right in the middle, negative 1645. Okay? So, with that, till now we learned how to convert from probability to z-score. Yes? Now we are moving from z-score to get x. So we know x is z-score is equal x minus mu over sigma. From this formula we can get x is equal mu plus z sigma z. Well, I know that at least one person I know for sure would be interested why it is the way it is. So if everybody else is not interested, at least I know that person would be interested for sure. And that person, when it's listening now, it recognizes that it's that's the person I'm talking about. I don't want to mention he or she. She will recognize right away. And I bet she's laughing. Okay, so let me explain why x is equal mu plus sigma z. First of all, here we're going back to algebra. Here we have equation. To solve a rational equation, we need to bring to common denominator. In denominator here is sigma. So on this end also divide by sigma and multiply by sigma. Once denominator is the same, I can drop this denominator. So whoever is not interested in this algebra part, you can move ahead. So from here I will have sigma z is equal x minus mu. To find x, what I have to do? I have to take this mu and move it over, right? So as a result, I will get sigma z plus mu is equal x. And that's exactly what I have here. And this is exactly the formula you have here. Okay? So let's move to solve problems. A veterinarian records the weight of cats treated at the clinic. The weights are normally distributed with a mean of 9 pounds. Let me switch to blue one. 9 pounds. And standard deviation 2 pounds. Find the weight, which means x, that corresponds to z-score. We need to find x that corresponds to z-score is equal 196, negative 0.44, and 0. First of all, when z-score is equal 0, remember what I told you from the very beginning. When z-score is 0, that is matching to the average of your x. And how much is your average of your x? Is 9. And I'll show you also, I will prove you why the 0 of the z-score is equal to the mean. So let's write down the formula. X is equal z sigma plus mu. Okay. So let's find first one, x for z-score equal 196. That is equal, let me clean this, okay. Z is 1.96 times sigma, which is 2, and plus mu, which is 9. How much it's going to be? I don't know, I feel lazy to do it, so you can solve it, I guess. Well, okay, 2 times 6 is 12, 2 times 9 is 18, and 1, 19, 2 times 1 is 2, and 1, 392. And 392 plus 9, this is not point, guys. This is multiplied, because z-score times sigma, don't get confused. So we will get 12.92. 12.92. Now we are solving x for z-score equal negative 0.44. So it's going to be negative 0.44 times 2 and then plus 9. So it's going to be negative 0.88 plus 9. Negative, positive, we need to subtract, right? It's going to be 2. Here is going to be 12. And here is going to be positive 8.12. And now let's do x is equal 0. X z-score is equal 0. Okay. That is equal, z-score is 0 times sigma and plus mu. Since z-score times sigma, it's gonna be equal 0, right? So all we have is mu, which is 9. That's how easy you get the answer. Okay, I think here it will have all solution. Wow, let me clean then the whole thing. Let me clean it so you can see. There we go. So 1292 is above the mean, 812 is less than mean, and z-score is 0. It's precisely the mean. Well, let's solve this one. Scores for the California Peace Officer Standards and Training Test are normally distributed with a mean of 50 and standard deviation 10. An agency will only hire applicants with score in the top 10%. Probability is equal top 10%, which means top 10% meaning to the right, right? To the right, 10%. What is the lowest score that you still can be eligible to be hired by the agency? So if it's if a top 10%, that's mean 100% minus 10%. It has to be 90%, right? You have to get 90% score so you can pass among top 10%, which means it's 0.9, right? Position point is here, 1 and 2, dividing by 100, which means moving by 2 positions to the left. That's mean we divide by 100, and that will be 0.9. All right. So what do we have to do? Obviously, we need to find the x, which means from the table that is equal 0.9 area, which where we gonna look 90%, of course, in the positive z-score. You'll find your positive z-score. Once you get your z-score through the formula, you will find your x. Okay, let me see if it's on the second part. Yeah, it's here. So this is your 90%, and it's matching z-score equal 1.28. So looks like, since I don't have a table now with me, but from what I see, there won't be precisely 0.9, but there will be the closest one, 0.8997, which means you don't split it between two values, because 997 is very close, and number next to 09, it's not going to be that close, so 8997 would be in the middle. So it's going to be, you are going to take 0.9, which is 90%, and close to it, it's going to be 89997. That is equal z-score 1.28. So we need to find z-score 1.28 once we have, and that's what we needed to do. Once we have z-score, we can go ahead and find our x. So to be in the top 10% to pass, we are going to get as a minimum 62.8 score, which is rounding here up is 63. Okay, 50 is average, it's a mu. 128 is your z-score, and this is your sigma. Okay, that's all. See you in the next recording, which I believe is going to be chapter 6. We'll see.